What's up guys, this is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about 8 tips to make you be the best quarterback on your team. Tip number 1, we're going to talk about the mental side of the game. So all quarterbacks need to understand that you should not be emotional about the play result and take each play 1 rep at a time and focus on winning that rep. I think a lot of times quarterbacks are on this roller coaster of emotions because they let the play result dictate how they feel about themselves and how they feel about their game. So let's say, for example, I throw a 50-yard touchdown pass and I'm fired up, I think I'm the best quarterback in the world, and I'm in a great mood because I did that. But then on the next play, because this is how quarterback goes, guys, anybody who plays quarterback knows this, on the next play I throw a really bad interception. Now I'm really down on myself, I feel like crap, I'm depressed, and then that's going to affect my play, and my play is going to go like this. You need to be even keeled. You need to take things 1 rep at a time, and the result of the play does not dictate how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your game. Let's say you throw a pick, you go to the sideline, you learn from it, okay, I'm on to the next, and I'm just focused on what my job is the next play and how I could be the best quarterback and put my team in the best situation to win on that next play. Now, tip number 2, you need to lead by example as a quarterback. Even if you're more of like a vocal leader, even if you're more of a guy who likes to get on players, like motivate them by saying stuff to them, whatever, as a QB, you got to do the work. There's 2 types of leaders at the quarterback position. You have thermostat leaders and thermometer leaders. Thermometer leaders, what does a thermometer do? It tells you the temperature of the room. What does a thermostat do? It sets the temperature of the room. So if you just walk into an environment and you're just kind of trying to blend in, that's not leading by example, because maybe the older guys, the upperclassmen on the team, maybe they're cheating reps, maybe they're cheating workouts. You don't want to be that guy, especially as a quarterback. You're in a leadership role and everybody is looking at you whether you like it or not. So you need to set the tone. Every workout in the gym, every workout on the field, you need to be doing every little detail and completing every single rep to lead by example, because that's how you get a group of guys to follow you. Now, tip number 3, we're going to focus on our throwing mechanics as a quarterback. As a quarterback, we are a rotational athlete. We generate our power and we generate consistency on our throws by rotating, right? Now, we specifically want to be able to rotate with my hips and with my core. And one of the mistakes that quarterbacks will make, and this is what you guys got to focus on, is that they are a knees over toes in their base. So if we are like this, you guys, and we're in this like really like power-minded base where your knees are past your toes, you take a step to the quarterback, you can't rotate. So guys love to lock out and pop out. So if you have that problem of locking out with your front leg, that's probably what you were doing, and that's why the ball might miss high or lose power. So what we have to think about in my base, you guys, is you want to sit your butt down and you want to try to keep your shins straight. So when you stride to the target, I can easily rotate through and have no change in my level, which can make the ball miss high and again lose power. So make sure, guys, shins stay straight, knees should not be past my toes in my base. Now, also, fellas, if you're a quarterback or even a wide receiver watching this and you would like to train with myself and my staff, we are going to be traveling out to 11 states across the entire U.S. for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver training camps this year, fellas. So if you go to that very first link in the description below, that's where you can sign up. Next, we'll be coming out to Austin, Texas. Then we'll be heading out to Las Vegas, Nevada, Seattle, Washington, Chicago, Illinois, Birmingham, Alabama, Houston, Texas, Newark, New Jersey, Boston, Massachusetts, Columbus, Ohio, Boise, Idaho, and finishing off our tour this year, guys, in Los Angeles, California. So guys, all of those camps besides Austin, Texas have available spots, but they all will sell out probably within the next month, as all of our camps sell out because we limit spots. We don't want to have this big, massive group of like 40, 50 people where nobody's getting reps and we're just going fast. We take the time to work with each athlete individually, so we have to limit spots. So guys, while we have available spots, make sure you take advantage of that. Again, very first link in that description below. Now, the next tip for quarterbacks, mechanically, to be able to generate more power, you need to have your entire back foot in the grass. So a lot of times quarterbacks have this misconception of when they throw, they need to just pivot their back toe to be able to get their hips to rotate. And that is 100% true. The pivot is not a bad way to get your hips to rotate. But a lot of times quarterbacks will drop back and they'll be very toey with their throws. It's not just about your hips rotating, you guys. I know I just mentioned about being a rotational athlete, but it's also about transferring your weight from your back quad to your front quad. So you're going to get more power in your throws if your whole back foot is down. When your whole back foot is down, yes, you can rotate, but you can get more of a transfer to your front leg. So you're not just using your hips, you're also using your legs to generate more power and more force on your throws. So when you drop back, don't be a toe guy. Make sure that whole foot is down. Don't obviously be on your heel, but get that whole foot in the grass or the turf so we can drive with as much power as possible. Now, next tip to be the best quarterback on your team is you have to be able to throw on the run. And one of the mistakes that quarterbacks will make on the run is they don't kick through with their non-dominant foot. So let me explain. So as a quarterback, when we're in the pocket normally, right? Let's say I'm throwing just like a post over the middle right here. I step with my front foot. When I step with my front foot, my shoulders rotate back to get me to a position called dissociation. So my hips can rotate before my shoulder, and that creates a whipping effect with my arm. On the run, we want to try to accomplish the same thing. However, you step with your throwing side foot on the run. So if I'm rolling out to the left here, I want to step with my throwing side foot to the run run, that's when I want my shoulders to rotate back. So this is where QBs make a mistake. Their back foot will just stop. So they go here, and then they throw on the run, but they stop their momentum. What you gotta think is you have like a bunch of sand on your non-dominant foot, and you're trying to kick the sand towards the target. So when you're throwing on the run, I want the sand to kick through, because that helps us keep that momentum towards the target, and that'll help us have more power on the ball. Also, the kick through helps me stay square to the target. Whenever you throw on the run, you want to keep your belly button where you want the ball to go. So you rotate through, but your kick through is going in this direction, and your hips fly. That's going to make the ball inconsistent. We have to make sure that I step and I kick through to keep my hips facing the target for accuracy, but also throw power. Now, if you're a QB and you guys would like a 2-month-long workout schedule that you can follow, check out that second link in the description below for our Elite Quarterback Training Package. What you'll get access to, guys, is 2 months of daily gym workouts and field-specific workouts for quarterbacks. We give a video example of each drill and each exercise, and we include the exact sets and reps that you should be following. So it's a complete workout schedule to help you guys take your skills to that next level. So if you're a quarterback and you want a workout plan to discuss and work on all the things that we have showed in this video, again, second link in that description below. Next tip for quarterbacks that we need to focus on is our backstroke in our throwing motion. A lot of times younger quarterbacks, what they'll do is that when they throw, they lift the ball directly up to this 90-degree angle. So when they start to rotate through with their hips, that ball can dip behind their head, and that puts a lot of strain on the rotator cuff. And for those of you that have never played tackle football before, you can't really do that because you got helmet and the shoulder pads on. So where you need to get to is some type of backstroke position, as I call it, which some coaches will refer to as an opposite L. So you don't have to be in a perfect L, but you need to get somewhere in this general range when your front foot gets down in your throw, because when your hips rotate through, that can keep the ball away from your head, get you to this 90-degree angle, and will be more consistent with my follow through and with my release. So guys, if you have the nose tilted down a little bit, that's fine. If you're more here, that's cool. I don't recommend being up in the air, but somewhere in this vicinity when the foot gets down, so your hips bring you up to 90. You don't just lift to 90 and then dip and have this ball go behind your head. Now, tip number 7 to be the best quarterback on your team, you got to be able to understand defensive coverages and know how to read defenses. That helps us know where to go with the ball and make better decisions as a QB, so we don't turn the ball over and we don't throw incomplete passes, which is what we always obviously want to strive to not do. So a pre-snap process is what you need as a QB, and that's just a process of like elimination to tell you what defensive coverage they're in. So the pre-snap process that I like to use is I like to look at the safeties, then the corners, then the box. So it's just like to tell me about the defense. So if I see 2 deep safeties, that's like a process of elimination. Okay, it's probably not cover 1, probably not cover 3, because those are single high defenses. So it could be cover 2, could be cover 4, cover 6. I look at the corners. Okay, the corners look like they're off. So it looks like they're playing 4 deep, which is cover 4. Okay, I look to the box. Doesn't look like they're bringing pressure. Looks like the 2 outside linebackers are in zone. Okay, I could pretty much determine that it's cover 4. So now I know what are the weaknesses of cover 4. Underneath, running the ball, zone read. So if I have a play called like that against a specific type of coverage, I know where to go with the ball and I know where the defense is weak. So you need that pre-snap process, guys, to be a more efficient decision maker as a QB. Tip number 8 for quarterbacks, you guys, to be the best on your team, you need to make sure that you are not taking the preparation for each game lightly. You need to make sure that you are watching hours of film as a quarterback. You understand your playbook, you understand the game plan for the week, and you also have all the physical tools that we discussed in this video on point. I think for me as a quarterback, the biggest wake-up call was I remember my first high school game ever. I did not take the preparation seriously. I watched a little bit of film, but I just thought, you know, if we focus on our game plan and do what we need to do, we are going to win. So I come into that game, first half, play really great, 200 yards passing, rushing touchdown. This is like a high-ranked team in the country, like 7th ranked, and we were like maybe like 20th, 30th ranked. So again, it was like kind of like it was an awesome feeling in that first half. Second half, we come out, throw 5 interceptions, horrible half, probably the worst game of my life, and it was due to a lack of preparation. So week in and week out after that point, guys, I watched hours of film. I knew exactly what that defense was going to do. I knew exactly what that team was going to do before they even did it. So that feeling I never had again. You have to go through those lessons, but make sure, guys, if you're watching this video, don't take the preparation lightly. As a quarterback, you got to know as much as the coaching staff and almost prepare as much as the coaching staff does.